It feels like home, home, home. It feels like home, home, home. It feels like home.
Hey there, friends. Welcome to Weldon Home. Today, I just wanted to share with you something that we like to do to just use as a creative outlet. And so our family, we like to do music. I like to paint. I finally finished my mural, which I probably will show you some pictures of. But I have my daughter here, and I wanted her to talk to you a little bit about her creative process in writing this song that I wanted to share with you called Come Home. So, Mare, why did you write Come Home?
Well, I was on my way to work, and I have to cross over this bridge every day. And while I was crossing over the bridge, I felt like I needed to pray. So I just started praying before my shift started. And as I was praying, I felt like I heard these words just, I heard you calling by the bridge yesterday. I didn't really think anything of it until I started my shift, and I couldn't get Bridge Over Troubled Water by Simon and Garfunkel out of my head. And that was a song for me that always spoke of how the Lord has been faithful through every season of my life. And so I came home and I decided that I would start working on just the idea of I heard you calling by the bridge yesterday. And I kind of formed a piece of a song around it about how he's always been asking me to come home, come back to him, even when I haven't known him. I brought it to my mom, and she ended up writing more on the song. She wrote the second verse and the bridge, and it all came together wonderfully. So,
well, when you played it for me, I said, "Oh my gosh, that's one of my favorite songs that you've ever written." And so graciously, she was like, "Well, do you want to write on it?" I was like, "Oh my gosh, I would be thrilled to write on it." So it was more out of generosity than anything else. But so when you're saying, "I heard you calling by the bridge yesterday," whose perspective is that? Who's the I in that?
God.
Can you tell us the lyrics for the first verse?
Yeah. So it's I heard you calling by the bridge yesterday. I focused on the pavement, drowned out the pain. Talked to a friend. He said he finally found grace. I said, "That's good for you. I'll find my own way." So the idea was that God was calling me saying, "Hey, I just want to talk to you. Hey, I want to be in your life again." But I just pretended that I didn't hear him and kept walking,
So
focusing on the pavement.
The I is you.
Oh, thank you. I'm sorry. Yes.
I heard you calling, and the you is God. So I heard you.
I can't speak English. That's my problem.
So I heard you calling is I'm hearing from God
right.
talking, and I'm ignoring you. Pretty much is what the first verse is, correct?
Yes. Actually, a really good friend of mine during a season of life where I wasn't walking with the Lord was very faithful to send me scriptures constantly, ask me how I was doing, just kind of, he kept pushing Jesus into my life, and I didn't want it at the time. And he kept telling me how life-changingly transforming it had been for him. And I felt like, that's wonderful that it's working out that way, but I don't feel like it's been working that way for me. So I'm really good. But he was right. So,
So then when you get to the chorus, can you tell the lyrics of the chorus?
Yeah. It's sunlight in the stained glass, bringing comfort to your weary soul. Words fall off the page words jump off the page just when you think you found control. Maybe everything you want is where you fear to go. In all of this, there's someone calling you to come home. The beginning of it, I just thought of our old church, like my first home church, and they had, at one point, they had stained glass windows in there. I remember always feeling such a warmth and a comfort just looking at the stained glass when I was in church. That's kind of where I go back to a lot of the time when I do talk to God, just looking through the stained glass and feeling like, he's right there with me. So that's where that came from. Also, the maybe everything you want is where you fear to go. I actually had been listening to lots of Jordan Peterson. And my brother makes so much fun of me because I do a Jordan Peterson impression now. When I've been listening to him lots, my voice sounds more like his. And
when you emphasize something, yes.
Yes. And so you have to slay the dragon. And it's not like that anyway. But anyway, he talks about how a lot of the time when you're, whatever you're most afraid of, the place that you're most afraid to go, a lot of the time that's where you're going to find the most treasure. And I found that to be very true, because I definitely for a long time felt like, well, I've already been down the religious road. I've tried to honor God before, and I know how it ends up making me feel like there's got to be something more. And so I think I'm good on that. I'm going to keep, trying all of these different things. And I was always afraid to go back to Christianity because I felt like I've already tried that once and it didn't work out. But really, when I came back to it, I think from a new perspective of, no, I really need God. It's not like I can get through a day and genuinely feel like I have a sense of purpose if God's not a part of my day. I mean, he says that he has work set aside for us from before the beginning of time, and that our purpose on this earth is to complete those things. And, if we're ignoring the good works that he has set aside for us, what are we even doing? I mean, what's our purpose? So yeah, I think coming back into it more as a servant to God rather than expecting him to do something for me or be something for me has been the most fulfilling thing I've ever experienced. And so I don't know. If you've tried religion before or tried Christianity, then I would dare you to try it again, because if you just change your mentality about it a little bit, I think you might be surprised.
You've related that to Jeremiah 29:11 before. That was what really struck me when you quoted that and then talked about how you had really walked away.
Right. Well, Jeremiah 29:11 is, "For I know the plans I have for you, says the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to bring you a hope and a future." And I certainly have had plans for my future multiple times, and they usually change. And all of them end up leading to destruction. They end up leading to emptiness, brokenness, everything. You get so fickle. Everything gets old very quickly when you're not walking with the Lord. And so, pressing in and asking the Lord, what do you actually have set aside for me? What am I supposed to be doing for you, for your kingdom? What am I supposed to do? If you just ask that question, he'll tell you. Or if you ask him a really scary question of, what am I not supposed to be doing? What should I change in my life right now? He will tell you. And you're probably not going to like the answer, but that answer will save your life.
And I think you may not think you'll like the answer, but the truth is, in the end, you find that you have fulfillment. You have a sense of purpose. I mean, that's really what God wants to give us, is just that sense of purpose and that sense of joy that you cannot have apart from following him. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think we seek after all those other things, and he says, just come home. And it's that rest and that certainty that we have when we are following and walking with him that is the coming home. Yeah. And we have an ultimate home, obviously, that we're headed for, but even just the here and now coming home is a feeling of peace that mm-hmm. is otherwise unattainable.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for sharing the kind of inspiration behind that piece. And I think that you guys all have enough to whet your appetite. I hope you enjoy the song. And if you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and share. And I'll see you on the next video.